Is it permitted in supplication to negotiate with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The question is. He goes on to say, for example, ask Allah to grant me something or forgive me and take something else away from me instead, like my health, for instance.
When we supplicate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy is beyond limits. His mercy, His grace. We cannot limit the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We cannot try and negotiate. Or neither can we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to hasten the punishment, or that you give me this good thing and take this away, as we are negotiating. We should realize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most bountiful and most merciful. And Allah says in the Quran, in Surah Ghafir, chapter number 40, verse number 60, you ask me and I will answer your prayer. Allah further says in Surah Nisa, chapter 4, verse number 147, that what will Allah gain by a punishment if you believe and if you are grateful? That means it's not worth negotiating with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What we want, we can ask Him. We cannot barter with Him because He is so merciful. In fact, it will be our loss if we do that. And that reminds me of hadith of Sahih Muslim, volume 4, book of Dhikr, hadith number 6501, that once Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he goes to one of the Muslims who is sick, and he goes to see him, and the person is very sick. The hadith says, as feeble as a chicken. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him, that did you ask for something or did you beg Allah for something? So the person says, yes, I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that to hasten my punishment, what I'm going to get in Akhirah, let me have it in this world. And then Allah's messenger says that you don't have the forbearance to bear the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In fact, you should have asked, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasnatan wa fil akhirati hasnatan wa qina azabin nar. That's what I quoted earlier. That, oh Lord, give us the good in this world and the hereafter and save us from the torment of hellfire. Surah Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 201. And after Prophet Muhammad prayed for him, then that Muslim became all right. So we should always realize that the bounty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is beyond limits. So whatever may be our sin, whatever may be the sin we have committed, we can always seek Allah's forgiveness, and He is most of forgiving, most merciful.